Okay, we are recording now.
Hooray!
Nom nom, nom nom, hello.
Yay.
Nom nom.
This recording is probably going to come out a heck of a lot better than they usually do because it's not recorded on my side currently.
That's alright.
So, who wants to do the recap? I mean, I remember what happened because I was listening to it to get ready for the upload that I never did, but still.
Yeah, go ahead, just do it.
Well, you know, wasn't nothing major. You guys came back to Garakotsu, or made your way into Garakotsu proper after battling Midori outside the village, and you came across the frazzled guard that is Benlo, who Tsume met before. And
Mr. can't keep his mouth shut.
Yes. And he had seen something very strange happening with Maddie and Shima after you guys had sent them into the village away from the fight. And it turns out that Maddie has a bloodline trait that is super rare and no one knows exactly how it works or what it is. But
We figured it out.
That she is capable of using someone else's chakra instead of her own to cast and do jutsus and various things, even if she herself does not necessarily know how to do the move. So it's a very interesting sort of variant on the chakra vampire in that she can use jutsus from other people. And given, as Shiori pointed out to Maddie's grandmother later, given the right team composition and the right teacher, Maddie could be a very powerful ninja. It just, certain creatures and people said power just does not sit well with them, and it didn't with Shima. So, mostly because it confused her and worried her because it was Tsume's chakra from Natsume. So, but anyway, you dealt with that. You also dealt with putting Midori in some sort of prison cell that would allow them to not escape, rather than one that would. While in the meantime, Maddie's grandmother decided she was going to steamroll Okami to go back to see Maddie, which was amusing.
Yes.
And you spoke to the Kage, which was a fun endeavor. And
She broke a wall.
yes, she did. She was very upset from the situation, indeed, having to go to the lair of one of the leading members of the Anzagiru and walking, knee deep in enemy lines, and yeah, that did not sit very well with her. But it should be noted that when she got upset before her Jinchuriki chakra showed up. She got upset, busted the wall, and then the Jinchuriki chakra showed up, and then she calmed down. So, whereas somebody like Kyubi or Kama is normally the type to rile someone up more, hers calmed her down. So, it seems to be the more aggressive one of the two with this Jinchuriki is the person, not
Old
the beast.
Lady.
So there's that, and she mentioned that Tsume would be capable of using a summoning circle to transport everyone all at once, or who all would be going all at once to Mitsu's lair in the Rabbit Realm. And then you had a nice little discussion with Marasaki detailing that she should not go because psychological issues, and instead she should stay behind to watch over Maddie, who also should not go. And the session was ending with you guys getting some rest, waiting for Maddie to wake up, having been helped and cured from trying to use her powers and other various things and stress and whatnot. And we probably open up the session with, I sort of imagined a sort of a two-part opening. On the one hand, you have Tsume and the Kage and potentially others out working together to put the chakra circle together, while in the meantime you have Shiori, Maddie, and Marasagi still in the medical tent as Maddie starts to wake up. I don't know if that's the direction that you want to put with it. That's sort of the opening shot that I figured. I'm not entirely sure where Okami or Akira would be in that equation. They wouldn't necessarily have the potential to help with the summoning circle, nor would they have any reason to be in the medical tent when Maddie and Shiori are talking. So I'm not entirely sure where they are. But, yeah. Unless you want to start off differently than that. That's sort of the image I had in mind.
No, that works for me. Okami's probably going to be there with the summoning circle, just watching.
Yeah. Alright. So, to do a sort of a soft start for the summoning circle, because the beginning scene is going to be more focused on Shiori and Maddie for the moment. Tsume, to help put the summoning circle together, you are going to do it. It's not going to be, you're going to essentially be making 3 rolls, but it's not something that's going to be impossible for you to do. It's just your results are going to dictate how well you work through it. So,
well, that's the thing. I have a piece of paper with some.
You have a piece of paper with what the summoning circle looks like, but you're having to make said summoning circle bigger. You're having to draw it and make it. Now,
right. Okay. So, what would I have to roll?
It is craft calligraphy, which is intelligence.
Do I have that?
You do not have that. No. Like I said, you're going to be rolling your int, which is a plus, 1? I think. Buko?
Yep.
Which, like I said, it's not an impossible thing. It's just these rolls are going to dictate how long it takes you and how much the Kage has to actually help you to make the thing. That was adorable.
Okay, so anyway. It's D20 plus 1?
D20 plus 1, yep.
6.
Yeah, 2 more.
21! Right. And a 9.
Wow.
Okay, I can see it's there how I can figure it out. It's just like the start of it of like trying to figure out where to start. This is how I see it. And she starts going through and stuff, and she's just like the old lady's like, no, those need to be bigger. So she starts making it bigger and starts going around. But as she goes to close it, she's like a foot off. That's how I see it. But
yeah, it's like she very carefully, she doesn't know where to start. She gets off to a rough start, and then she realizes where everything has to be sort of a paint by number image in her head, and boom, she's getting it. And then by the end, she realizes, wait, I'm off, and has to go back and try to fix it again.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, that works.
Okay.
That was some pretty funny rolls. I like that. Anyway. So yeah, that's what's going on with the summoning circle. We shift, the camera sort of shifts back into the medical tent, and
Shifty.
Maddie is just starting to really wake up, and she just does this little stretch, yawn type thing, and then she sees the other medics and Shiori and Marasagi sort of off in the corner, and she just sort of, I feel a lot better now.
Good.
So, how long are you guys staying around this time?
Probably not very long. We kind of have somebody to save.
Oh. Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish we could stay longer. Hey, I kind of had a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking, maybe not. I don't know how many ninjas are here particularly, but it
Let's
seems.
see. She like she names off a couple, and she says some names, but then she starts just sort of being trailed off and saying it very quietly, and she ends up counting like maybe 6 total.
Okay, so enough for like like town guard, and that's it.
More or less, that she knows of.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking that maybe we could find you someplace where you could find a team that could work with you with your ability, and a teacher.
Oh. Um. I don't think you're gonna find that here. I did try to go to the academy here, and that didn't really go over very well.
Well, I wasn't thinking of here actually.
Did you have an? She sort of tilts her head. Did you have an idea of where?
So out of character.
Mm.
Would would Dataku be like, I guess sort of what's the state of the like ninja academy there?
Since we
Admitted-
just got out of it.
Admittedly, Shiori has not like went out of her way to look into the academies at different at other in other cities.
Fair, but we also
But-
haven't seen a significant like presence of like ninja at
Right.
any particular town we've been to either. And we've been to almost every major town. So
You have.
Yeah.
You have. It's just
I mean-
essentially what it is. It's that it's a combination of she hasn't really went to any particular town for anything other than to look into it or to speak to the Kage there, or she helps the town in some way when she's there, which also includes talking to the Kage there. There haven't really been any situations where you went into a town to just sort of explore. So she doesn't really know. Now, however, you could roll ninja lore to see if you know of any other towns that have a sort of strong ninja presence, because that would technically be a ninja lore kind of thing. But ones as far as what you've experienced or know of directly, not really. Mostly because you haven't had time. You've been doing other stuff at the time. So you could either roll ninja lore or say that Shiori just is like, my town's the best one because my town's the best one.
How is a 15?
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
Okay.
So with that, as far as what Shiori knows and what she's sort of learned in looking at books and history and things, a lot of the towns that you've actually went to where you were doing recon, they're very sort of not necessarily dangerous towns, but towns that you would typically be wary of because your village is, which is why you did recon to them in the first place.
Right.
And basically you've got your own, which is safe and stable. As far as Shiori knows, Halio isn't that bad, as far as you're aware. You have probably... I can't think of the names right off the top of my head. I'm not looking at my image for the... I'm not looking at my image for the names, but there are, at least a couple more. But with the 15, probably what's going to come to your head is Dataku, Halio, and possibly one of the ones you haven't visited that you know of, all of which are on Napari, not here.
Oh, okay. So yeah, she's gonna go, well, all of the ones I know that have really good academies are kind of across the ocean on Napari, where I'm from. There's Dataku, which is my hometown, and they have a really good academy. Hario and one other, but I don't know, I mean, it's a long trip and it's kind of a really big decision.
Are you okay with me, like, coming along when you... Like, maybe I can stay here until
when
you're
I
ready to head
return
home.
home, yes. That's what I was going to say. Yes, but not right now.
Right.
I think what we're about to do might be a little too dangerous for us, and we're mostly competent.
Yep.
So it's a pretty dangerous and scary thing you're doing, then, I guess.
Yeah, it is. And I'd like if you were safe.
Can I know what it is? Like, so that I know how long you should be gone, or...
Well, we're going to go and try to convince some very bad people to turn themselves in. This may or may not go well.
Oh, Shiori doesn't understand the time difference in summon worlds, does she?
No, I don't think so.
Alright.
She wasn't the only summon world she's been in. She wasn't in very long, so...
Right.
I think she might have an idea of it from, like, Tsume thinking she was only gone for a few days, and her being actually gone for several weeks.
Yeah. I mean,
so she's
that
gonna go...
combined with the actual trek inside would, yeah,
right.
Have an idea.
So she's gonna go, I think maybe that I might be gone for longer than I think I'm gone, which is kind of weird to say, but just... I promise I'll come back and we'll take you someplace where you can learn to use your abilities. Even if it's not the first place we go.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I just have to stay here and wait. But you are willing to take me along, and... Okay. I think I can do that.
Okay,
Are
good.
all of you going? And...
Yeah. I think I might see if Marasagi will stay with you and watch out for you.
She looks over to Marasagi and just...
Don't worry, she's a lot nicer than she acts.
Marasagi actually smiles to her.
Shiori will smile at her. And kind of like try and wave her over, but she knows she's probably not gonna get up.
She actually does.
Oh.
She gets up there and wanders a little closer, which
Surprise!
then helps to accent just how much of a size difference there is, because Marasagi is like easy 6'4" rabbit,
Right.
and
Shiori's just this little 5'5"
We are both
girl.
small. We are both smalls.
well, Shiori is 5 foot. What was it? 5 foot.
5 foot
4 or
something
5?
and a half. 5'4", I think.
Uh,
She's a little. Yeah.
Actually, I don't have Shiori's sheet open. Thank you for reminding me.
I do. I don't remember how tall she is in feet. I did write it on the sheet. Here it is. 5'4". Yes.
Yeah, she's 5'4". Marasagi's like a good foot taller than her,
Easy.
and then Maddie's probably only like 3 feet, 4 feet,
Yeah.
because little girl. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Tsume is just a little bit higher than Shiori for being 5'4". Tsume is actually 5'5". She's about to hit a growth spurt, though.
Yeah, I bet.
is that how you gonna work that, huh?
Huh?
Is that how you gonna work that, huh?
When she gets closer to turning 16, she's going to go through a growth spurt.
Ah. Yeah. But yeah, she does sort of come over and gently sits on the cot next to Maddie. And Maddie just sort of looks up and then it's like Maddie wants to hug, but she's not sure if she can do that.
Ears flop.
And
Oh, would I
especially
be
if
able to
Shiori-
sense that with ESP?
Yeah.
Like as a surface thought? Shiori's gonna go, hey, would it be okay if she hugged you? Their doctor
Maddie,
recommended.
Marasagi just sort of smiles and shrugs. Go ahead. And then glump.
Hey, Maddie. When you're done with hugs, I need to talk to Marasagi for a minute. You think you could go play or something?
Yeah, I need
Okay.
to.
Don't overdo
out
it.
my
I don't want you
grandpa.
to wear yourself out.
I'll be fine. I need to make sure I have all my toys and stuff for when I leave anyway. So,
Okay.
and so she gets up from the hug and then sort of wanders off visually.
Okay.
What about Grandma? Was Grandma there?
Not at the medical tent, no.
Oh, okay.
Shiori's gonna look at Marasagi and go, so, you probably know what I'm gonna ask.
To keep an eye on her.
I want you to stay here. If you keep an eye on Maddie, that's good. But, I just...
I'm not
I
going
know-
anywhere, Shiori.
But I know where I'm going, and I don't want you coming with me.
I know.
Okay. And she's also
She'll be
going to
fine.
hug Marasaki.
She hugs you back and she'll be fine. So will you.
I know I'll be okay. I've got everyone to take care of me, but... Well, who's gonna take care of you if I go?
I think you got that a little backwards with concerning your team, Shiori.
No, trust me, they take care of me more than you think.
Are you getting Are you getting a
You're not
little
there.
emotional?
No, my throat's just sore.
Oh, it sounded like you were getting a little bit emotional.
Nah, I'm fine. I'm not gonna make myself
Convenient
cry like
sore
last
throat.
time.
Convenient sore throat is convenient.
Yeah. Sorry, no, I'm just all sniffly and sore throat and stuff, so.
Yeah. Murasaki just smiles and you'll be fine. They'll be fine. She'll be fine. It'll all work out.
Okay.
It's almost like I want to say the bunnies were fine, but there's only one bunny.
The bunny is fine.
Yes.
Alright, I just wanted to make sure you knew that. Well. Yeah.
Don't worry about it, okay?
I'll try not to. You know me, though.
Yeah. But, like you said, everyone's going to work together. And what comes out of your adventure in that place, ultimately it's going to be a good thing.
I hope so.
There- Just be careful.
I will.
I don't know what Mitsu or any of her other minions have done to that place, so I don't really know what to tell you to expect, even though it used to be my home.
It's going to be again.
That's going to take a lot of time, you know that, right?
Yep. It's okay. I've got plenty of time.
I think you'll make a good rabbit summoner.
I'm not a summoner.
You could be.
Kinda. Maybe. I'll think about it.
Well, if you decide to, you definitely know that at least one side of the equation you don't have to worry about.
Yeah,
And I
I
think
know.
you're pretty smart, so you don't have to worry about the other either.
I don't. I think I've seen one summoning. It looked complicated. But then again, so are people. So.
It looked complicated, and yet someone who is simple is doing summoning.
Yeah. It's okay, you're too dumb to think about how complicated it is.
That's how come she can get it to work sometimes.
Exactly.
Pure luck.
I'm too stupid to understand that this is hard.
I wonder about that.
I mean, sometimes. It's all about where the knowledge is applied. Or lack of knowledge.
Yeah. Alright. So, I think that that's a fair enough point for that scene to end off, and Murasaki just sort of wanders off this way, following and keeping an eye on Maddie, while at the same time sort of staying to the shadows so that a lot of the other people that wander around town don't notice her as much. Because she's still not necessarily a people rabbit, so...
Oh, I was worried more that these weren't rabbit people, in which case if Shiori saw anybody not being a rabbit people, she was going to go make them.
It's less... It's just as... Actually, it's a little bit of both of the people in town that aren't ninjas being only, like, mildly curious or confused of 6-foot tall bunny while at the same time, Murasaki herself doesn't really want to try to converse or talk with anybody that isn't.
She doesn't feel like
Shiori.
socializing.
Yeah, pretty much. She's a very antisocial rabbit. Kind of comes from not having anyone to talk to. So. But.
You had to
Anyway.
make it tragic.
I mean, that's why it's there. Rabbits are usually social creatures. So.
I know.
But, yeah. I think at that point, Shiori is free to wander back out from the medical tent as Tsume is finally finishing up the summoning circle, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
And you come out and see her probably erasing the summoning circle that she thought she made perfect, and it was perfect, just it's a little too big, and she's having to
Too big.
retweak it a little bit.
How is too big?
It's like when you do a paint by number to increase something's size. She had one edge of it that was off,
Oh,
so it got thrown off.
okay. Shiori's gonna
if
walk
that
up
makes
and say, Shiori's gonna walk up to her. Hey, how's this going?
I think I got it right. She's like looking at the paper in the back of the circle. Back at the paper. Back at the circle.
You're fine. You got it, says Grandma Kage. Who's, been there helping you through it, but you do have to do most of the work since it is still going to be your chakra flowing through it.
Yep. Like, okay. How was Maddie?
She's good. We talked about maybe finding her a teacher.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I figure, like, the academy, like, Dataku or Audio or something like that, and then we can, like, find her someplace where she can learn.
Okay.
It sounds like her ability isn't exactly appreciated here, so...
Just
I know it's not common, and I know you're kind of off-put by it, but it's not anything bad.
off put by it.
Well, I mean, just because of Shima, and then, well...
No, I'm off put that Shima was being scared of her.
Well...
She's a little girl.
I can't imagine it feels terribly pleasant.
It tingles.
Okay, fair, but I don't think Shima's used to being tingly.
Just imagine if it pulled what little chakra you actually had away.
Right.
Yeah.
Or pulled more than just a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think Shima
And
has a
it's-
terribly big chakra pool to begin with.
This is the Kage herself speaking, and it's the people in this town associate that trait with something that Maddie herself is not, and it's not right, but that's the way that some people feel, and
Do you mean the Wraiths?
it's not exactly, it is a bloodline, so it is a clan, but not exactly a racial thing.
I see. So they're associating her with someone in the past who wasn't exactly admirable.
Right. And it's
Well, that's not fair.
I'm right there with you. I agree
You're the
with
Kage. Can't you do something about that?
I can tell them that it's not right, but I can't force them to think differently. That's not much better than...
I know you can't. It's frustrating.
I agree.
It's frustrating
And
when people can't see who you are past who may be related to you or whatever. What?
Still think it's a bad idea to try to convince Mitsu?
What?
You saying that. It just, last time I sat there, I was trying to convince you that I'm trying to convince Mitsu to do something nice because of her sister and stuff, and I met sister, and just you didn't seem to like the idea.
Well, because I think Mitsu has enough actions that speak for herself, and Maddie's done nothing wrong. They're pinning the actions of someone else on her, where Mitsu has performed her own actions. And is not having, a reputation transplanted onto her because of something that she something that she has that isn't something that she chose to have.
But I believe if everyone is ready, I believe your summoning circle is ready, Tsume.
Oh boy, let me guess, we just hop in the middle of it and I just do my thing.
Make sure everyone's ready to go and gather in the circle with you more or less close to the middle and do the reverse summoning as you would normally. Be advised,
Okay.
you're going to be pushing a decent amount of chakra into it to pull everybody at once. But
The question is everyone ready to go? And the answer
Yes.
to that depends on whether or not the shop in town sells elixirs.
What?
Yeah. Because they restore MP and HP.
I mean chakra and HP.
Well, same thing. And you gotta have a bunch of those if you're going into battle.
I have a medic?
I have a medic. The medic needs to recharge. That's why you have elixirs.
I mean...
Yeah, you know what? Yes, I do.
Why don't you just recharge yourself?
I am a bucket of chakra, I understand, but I'm not electrostatic, okay? I cannot recharge. I'm not one of those shaky flashlights, okay? You can't just shake me around and recharge my chakra.
I love those things.
They're great. Are you okay?
I think you made her die.
Oh. I just imagine, Tsume picking up Shiori and shaking her up and down to recharge her chakra.
Oh god. Alright. And that image just went straight to chibi form.
Yep, of course.
Anyway.
Alright.
I guess we can go take a look at the shop, but I don't want anyone messing up the circle, so I'm staying here.
Well,
I worked hard on this circle.
That was
Yes,
out of
there
character
is-
and a joke.
I know.
Okay, good. The Kage will look over to Akira and Okami to see if they're more or less ready for this venture.
I guess I'm ready.
Akira just sort of shrugs and as ready as I'll ever be.
Okay.
I kind of
Akira.
enjoyed the trek outside and
Yes, I know, but is there something you can... I know we're going to be extremely close to Mitsu and stuff, but do you think you can go and get Jit. I'm blanking on the name. Enter name here.
Jinatsu.
Natsu.
I actually kind of imagined that Tsume didn't finish that sentence before Akira said Jinatsu himself. So
Yes.
it's less, it's less about Tsume blanking on the name and more that Akira was knowing what she was going for.
Yes. Think you can go grab her?
I could.
Okay. But
I mean, Mitsu wanted the Kage there to help. I don't necessarily see her going on the attack, but
no, I just want to do that just in case if things go bad. It just simply boot jumped.
I will see what I can do.
Okay.
And I need to bring up another character sheet for him to try to do that. Because I forgot about his character sheet, darn it. There we go.
Okay, do you have all the character sheets?
I believe so.
Do you have Mitsu's?
Yes, I have Mitsu's.
Okay.
Also, it should be pointed out that I find it amusing that Akira's HP is 123. But anyway.
Ah.
Okay, so. Everyone ready?
Yeah. It's like someone's just sits there looking at the circle and like trying to get in the center of it.
I'm not entirely sure how much chakra would be a reasonable amount for you to push for this thing, considering that summoning is usually based on rank.
Well, how many people? What's the total people going? We got Okami, Akira, Shiori, Grandma Kage, Shima, and then Tsume. That's 6 people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Shima would be realistically easier to pull than any of the humans would, and the younger kids would be easier to pull than the adults. So.
And I have to remember that I'm also pulling a chakra monster.
Yeah.
So,
let me see what the chakra calls for some of these things are here. Chakra cost seems to favor being something close to like 2 per level, roughly, or 1 per level.
and that's the thing, there's a whole bunch of different levels in this group.
Yes, there is. How much chakra do you have?
I currently have 53, so, I mean, my first initial thought would be like, okay, this might be like 10 chakra or more. Since it's a lot of chakra. Because I know my usual summonings and stuff, I think the highest I've gotten is 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's with your usual summons. So yeah, just take a hit of. We'll average it out and make the math a little easier for your thing. Just take a hit of 13 chakra, dropping you to 40.
Okay.
And that would relatively be enough. That's a little cheap for the fact that you're doing this to a tailed beast, but yeah.
Yeah, I still have to roll for it.
You do have to roll for summoning, and she is wanting to go, so she's going to at least not make it difficult on you, so it sort of makes sense.
I can't remember. What does my mastery and summoning do again? So I have
You
rank
have
3.
how much mastery?
I can't remember. Rank 3 in mastery of summoning.
What's the mastery? Let me scroll to the thingy that says where mastery is. 261. It's been a while since we've actually done techniques to remember stuff.
Yeah.
3. You said you had 3?
Yes.
So yeah, it gives you a +3 to perform.
So instead of a 12, it would be a 15?
+15 to roll to perform. And what is summonings?
It's a DC of 21. So yeah.
So 15 DC 21 D20 plus 15.
Mhm.
Yep.
So basically, like, Tsume's in there, it's like she pulls out the little bottle and stuff, and like pours the blood in her hand, and just be like, "Everyone ready? Get close." Just like,
yeah.
There might be a chance this works.
Yep.
28.
Let me do a quick roll for a second. Okay.
I can imagine, like, when they come out on the other side, it's like Tsume is just sitting there with like her hand on the ground and stuff, and she like has her eyes closed, and she like opens one eye and kind of like looks about and be like, "Did I do it?"
Alright. Okay. So, you summon yourself to Mitsu's realm, or Mitsu's lair. Hooray.
Yay!
As you know where Mitsu's lair is, also in pushing and focusing on that, you actually get into Mitsu's lair proper.
Haha!
Something akin to that. Beware, Shiori, you have never been here.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Somebody's gonna like look around and stuff and let her like eyes adjust real quick.
Oh yeah, because that's a good pointing out. This area is fairly dark.
Yeah. And somebody's gonna sit there and point behind Okami in the direction. There should be like
here.
Yeah, there should be like a kind of like a doorway with like sand in between it.
Yep, there is.
Can you go wait over there?
What, me?
There.
All of you.
Okay.
Except for Akira. I guess Akira, you can wander around.
I'll stay over here, thanks.
Okay.
Actually, no. Quick thing.
Where is this now that we're supposed to hide?
Over here.
Oh.
Yeah, over here. Where I put Shima, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Kitty.
So you go to tell Akira that he can wander around, and he just sort of goes off this way towards the shadows where it's darker, and he's gone.
Yay! Sneaky bastard. Anyway. I will be right back. I am going to go grab Mitsu. Oh dear lord, what is that red square?
Uh-huh.
So I guess, what does Grandma Kage say? Like, is she okay with like waiting?
She watches you, and she just sees you tell the others to stand over there, and then she's just... And where... You want me to wait with them as well?
I mean, it was a suggestion. I mean, you don't have to.
You're going to speak to Mitsu, and...
Yeah, but the thing is, we're going to be going through over there.
You're not going to show us the rest of the layout of the layer. That makes sense.
No, it's just that through that door is where Io is.
You see.
And, I kind of whispers, like, Mitsu didn't really say anything about bringing guests, so, except for you.
Right.
So,
And she wanders over to the rest of the group.
yep, so, running off. What do I see going down this hallway? So I turn the corner.
Alright. So, actually,
You see a sign that says no guests.
you see a very interesting sight, though it's not there for very long. That's why I'm not putting a token up there. But you see that there is an ogre up this away, and as you come around the corner, he's got his hands together for like chakra hand signs, and he's forming up walls and areas to make the map look the way the map does, because it appears as though, at least somewhat recently, this part of the map was sort of blown up, and the ogre was reconstructing it as you were coming around the corner.
Huh. Okay. So he's gonna like wander in here and be like, Mitsu?
Oh, hi. How are you?
Good, how are you? What happened here?
I'm assuming you didn't tell him to come by and he just did of his own volition.
He who?
He-who? I'm assuming the only one of your team that's missing?
Ugh. I swear I'm gonna beat him over the head with a rock someday. Anyway, yes.
Hopefully it's the actual him and not the rock him, because I don't think that goes very well.
Fantastic. Yeah, but okay, at least you're okay?
Well, he didn't do anything to me, other than try to get more information out of me than he really needed to.
Right. Okay, well, I have the kage you asked for.
Oh, do you?
Yes, so come on. So it just like goes wandering back over here.
Mitsu, Tsume misses it because she runs out of the room to go back around the corner. But the camera focuses on Mitsu, and she just, like, she sighs heavily and shakes her head, but she does continue. Come around this way.
Ah!
Uh-huh. And as she comes around the corner and she sees the rest of your friends, she sighs and, as I expected, like I said, the only one that's missing. You really think I'm going to believe you're not going to come into the lair with your full team?
Huh?
Ryan came here.
Yes, I figured Ryan came here.
That and the way that he was when he was here sort of implied, I think, that you were with your team.
I ran into him along the way, but I still, as you can see, got the mission done, as you asked. Kira's off in the shadows somewhere, being all creepy.
He does that. So, are we doing this then?
Yes, so, shall we?
She wanders over to the doorway, and she does Shiori would know this a little bit better than Tsume does, because Shiori knows jutsus and formalities of how things are worked together. She does a quick, like, half seal with one hand, and places her hand on the edge of the wall here, and then the sand that is encompassing this area that's blocking this door actually open up. Like so.
Sumi's gonna sit there and put a hand on Mitsu's shoulder and be like, "You remember I asked you to promise, right?"
Whoops, not that. I need to roll a thing. Where is it? Yes, that. Okay.
Bluff. Great.
No. There we go.
Roll Ninja Lord to see if she remembers how to promise.
No. Yes. I know. We'll have to see how it goes.
But you will keep it, right?
Knowledge biology to see if she remembers how to human.
That's actually Earth and Life Science, because I don't think biology is in here.
No.
That's
yeah,
indifference. I
You
got
can roll it if you want.
No, I meant her. See if she remembers how to be a human being.
Yeah.
You think she would know since she sits there and makes death pills?
Anyway, so does everyone go inside of the room?
Yeah. Sume's they're just like staying near Mitsu and stuff. And
Alright. She wanders in, goes up this way.
baby kitty.
Rutabaga Kitty, I guess we'll go around.
Yeah.
And here's the final piece of the map. Whoosh.
Yes.
And coming around as the Kage walks up close, Shiori, you see a, roughly 30-something, 30s, 40s woman with long blonde hair that is sleeping, effectively sleeping, on a small cot, and all around her are these, like, they're effectively like calligraphy glyphs of sorts, and they seem to be serving the same sort of purpose to, as like a, kind of like a chakra version of, not life support, but life monitor type thing. They're doing that same thing that the medical monitors
Right.
do. Keep track.
Right, like an EKG and all that.
Yeah, basically. Granted, there's no one to actually knows medicine that's in the room right now. Well, that was in the room before y'all came in. That was monitoring and actually keeping track of it. But it's there for those who come in who know medicine and know medical stuff to really keep a track of. And that's
Would Shiori
exactly
know how to use them?
You would know of them, yeah.
Okay, but not necessarily how to, like, activate them.
You...
Because if she does,
Yeah,
that's the first thing she does. Because, like, she's worked in a hospital environment before, so...
Yeah.
I can't imagine they're
You-
super complicated. Because, I mean, like, anybody walking into a hospital room can figure out an EKG pretty quick.
Yeah.
Like, the little
you pretty
line
much-
goes in time with the beep boops and tells you how the heart's doing things.
Right. You pretty much can go right into that just at the same time the Kage is doing about the same. So,
Yeah, so Shiori's just gonna assist the Kage with, like, the simpler stuff that she can do so that the Kage doesn't have to, like, bother with it and take up her own time. So she's gonna, like, activate those things and, like, make sure that she's, like, got them all doing what they're supposed to be doing and stuff.
Yeah, and you effectively
Beeps
find
and
that.
boops.
Yeah, you effectively find that her vital signs and everything are, they're very stable, very calm. Doesn't seem to be any sort of issue concerning her mental state or anything of that nature. And if not for the fact that you know from speaking to Tsume that this person has been asleep like this for several years, it would be clear that this person is more or less okay.
Yeah.
Roll
Physically,
for
she's
me.
fine. Psychologically, she's trapped in her own personal hell.
Something like that.
It's not really a personal hell.
It's
Give
very
for
impersonal
me-
hell.
Give for me treat injury, if you would, though.
Yeah, sure, I have to remember what that is. Goal that I have. I remembered.
One of your high ones, so
I know, I just didn't know how high. Ah, God. Can I
24.
re-roll that?
if you want to.
One action point or two?
I thought reroll was 10.
Yeah.
And you could go ahead and reroll it for one.
I don't remember it being 10, oh my god.
Well, it's been forever since we actually did a full-on reroll for action points, and
Yeah.
I'm not too picky on the action points for this particular moment, so
Okay. Nope! The dice have decided that it's only ever going to be that. I literally rolled a 7 twice in a row. I can't even...
Well, 7s aren't supposed to be lucky. Roll it again
Okay.
if you get another 7.
How about let's not tempt fate here?
Let's just stick with the 24.
Alright.
God, Tippy, you're a shed machine.
I don't think you have Tippy, I think you have Shima.
No, it's Tippy. I see the white little fluffs.
White little
Floof.
bits on her feet.
Yeah, white little bits on her feet and
Tiny
this
beans.
tiny spot on her tail.
All sorts of floof. Floof.
Yes.
Floof, floof, floof.
What's up, that kid? Bird.
Oh, speak of floof. I gotta let the babies out
Nail. Yeah.
before they go insane.
Good.
Bab. Other Bab. Why you knock your whole cage over? Come on.
Alright.
Because they can.
Yeah, 'cause he can. Derp child.
So it's a 24. What happens?
What do?
Alright. So you sort of look over, and you and the Kage find it at about the same time. And you're sort of accustomed to looking at it because you found it when you were investigating Tsume the many times after she had returned. You find that on
Wait,
her...
I don't think Shiori actually gave me a checkup.
No, she would have.
I'm imagining that she did, she just didn't quote-unquote on camera.
Yeah.
Oh. Hmm.
It was very off screen
I'm
and
a
very.
child.
It was very
child.
thorough and very off screen.
Huh.
Why am I a child? 12.
What?
I'm 12.
You're what? Oh.
No. My mind. Even though
Yeah.
I'm like 20 something, my mind just instantly go like, I'm 12. I'll be like, oh, I get it. Haha, wink wink.
Yes,
Yes,
that was
yes.
the point.
I just closed Sume's character sheet because I am a dumb.
Aw.
Anyway.
Aw.
Wiggly butt.
Oh.
Laura,
Alright.
little wiggly butt, what are you doing?
Okay, so, you see that Io this is probably obviously Io. She does have a curse mark very similar to the one that Tsume does, though it is of a slightly different design. And whereas Tsume's would have this aura of chakra to it that like it's been used a bunch, Io's doesn't, like, at all. So, but it is there. So there's that, and the Kage sort of turns and looks back to Shiori, Tsume, and Mitsu,
Get down.
and just gives this expression of, you know, this is the person I'm supposed to work with and pull free then.
Tsume isn't like nodding. Yeah.
Alright.
What?
Well,
What's wrong?
I will work through it. I don't exactly know what to expect here, but
If there's anything I can help with,
What twigs?
there is.
I want to help.
Keep an eye on her. Keep an eye on her vital signs and make sure nothing really adverse happens.
Of course. Of course. I'll
And
make sure.
then she looks to Tsume and she says, "And you and Mitsu here are close to her?"
Mitsu here is her sister, and I met her while I was in the coma. I became friends with her there.
Right. Okay. So, we'll just sort of gather around her and see what we can do. Something akin to here, here, and here. And Okami's just sort of hanging back with Shima.
Yep.
Alright. So. I wanted to make this decently likely while at the same time
I'm sorry, it's just I want to keep Tsume near Mitsu.
right. Okay. So what I am going to do here, I am going to roll 3 D100s, and they will be, look at my notes here for what I decided on that. There we go. 3 D100s in a very similar vein to what I did for you when you were trying to pull Okami out, if you recall.
Tsume out.
Or just pull Io
Tsume.
out. It's,
Pull Io out with, as Tsume. Yes. God, that was terrifying.
Mhm. Okay, cool.
Less cool. Okay,
Yep.
even cooler.
We're good. Okay.
And nobody
Um,
exploded that day.
So basically, the way that I worded it in context, Tsume, when she tried to pull Io out, she got a plus 30 on a D100 roll, and she had to make an 80 or above. And she did this 3 times. If she made the 80 but less than 100, then it would count as a success, but her plus 30 drops to a plus 15, and then plus 15 dropped to a plus 7 if she didn't make it past 100 total. But Miss Kage here gets plus 40 instead of a plus 30, and free reroll once. So, seeing as how she got above 100 twice, she kept the 40 for all the rolls, and
Rerolled the 69.
she effectively would have re-rolled the 69 for that second 124, and then the last 40 gave her 99, which is
passes.
still over 80, which is over 80 and passes, and so success. Hooray.
Yay.
Now I get to roll another thing. Hooray.
Somebody is sitting there just like kind of antsy and stuff. Just like, eh. Just like, did it work?
Okay. Cool. And very slowly, after quite a bit of effort and lots of, like, chakra shenanigans, Shiori, since you can sense chakra, you see that there's being a lot of energy that's in a very similar vein to how medical ninjas usually heal. It's push your own chakra into the person to will their body to fix itself.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. It's like that, except it's the Kage's pushing her own chakra into Io, and it's just sort of staying there consistently. And then eventually Io's vital signs are starting to shift, and it started to indicate that her heartbeat is getting much faster, and she's slowly starting to move and wake up.
Much faster, or like more at like a awake resting rate rather than a sleeping resting rate?
Basically the latter. It's not like it's a bad rush to it's not a bad higher heart rate. It's a comfortable, better.
I was gonna say, like, are we talking about a heart attack, or like are we talking about like she's awake?
Yeah, it's more like she's going from resting to awake.
Alright.
And she blinks and looks. Where am I?
It worked! Sumi's just sitting there with like her hands up and be like, yes! She's like happy with herself.
Io looks towards the sound of Sume's voice and Sume?
Hi!
I'm awake.
Yes. Took longer than expected, but I did keep my promise.
She tries to sit up, but does not succeed. The Kage, probably both Kage and Shiori at about the same time go to try to be like, nope, you should stay more resting. And she looks at Mitsu. And I need to roll the thing again. Let's see how well Mitsu remembers to human, as it were.
It's like roll for tears.
Ooh.
Oh.
And Mitsu will start to walk up this way.
So he's just like, looks between them and be like, hey, wait! Mitsu?
So you saved her.
I said I would. Well, I technically didn't do it, but
What happens now?
spend a little time with her. But you're gonna have to turn yourself in sooner or later.
What if I... She's... puts her hand to her head, like her temples. This doesn't... She goes to try to run off.
No. Yeah.
Reflex if you want to grab her.
Yeah, reflex. Reflex. But either or, it's just like three of us are gonna go after her.
You could roll reflex for both Okami and Shiori, Tsume if you want to.
Yeah.
Can I roll
First
reflex
one
the
is
speed of
Tsume.
lightning?
Nope.
I mean, if
Sume's
you
a
want to
bit
use,
slow.
if you want to use speed of lightning,
Yeah,
yourself
because I can get in
ouch.
front of her. I don't
Yeah.
think I need to roll it, but
I don't think so.
let me look. Been so long
Well,
since I've been in this
Tsume.
list. Forgot how to list.
Yeah. So list. Yeah. Tsume
Forgot
got
how to
a
list.
natural 1 on reflex, and Okami got an 8.
Yeah, that's not really enough to try to keep track of her. So
DC 21, so I do need to roll.
ninjutsu, right?
Yeah.
16. So
Need to roll better than a
Ninja.
5.
Yep.
That's better than a 5.
oh yeah.
So yeah, Shiori's just here now.
And speed of lightning is not the one that makes an explosion of lightning.
Nope. That's the one that just lets her straight up teleport 30 feet.
Alright. Okie dokie. So, you teleport, you jump down there and stop Mitsu from going
Yes,
through the
from
way.
leaving.
Yeah, Sume's gonna like move, or like going to like kind of position ourselves a little bit better, and be like, Sume's just gonna sit there and say, kind of like a little bit loud, slightly angry voice, and be like, Mitsu, you promised.
It's not that simple. Let me through.
No.
How is it not that simple? Please just let's talk about this instead of running off.
Situations changed. Oop. Okay. I. If you. I don't know what he would do if I turned myself in. It's not that simple.
You think he's gonna find out that you voluntarily brought yourself in instead of having something like, I don't know, said that you were captured?
He'll know the difference regardless of what I do.
You were never planning on doing this, then why lead us on?
I want to. But it's not... Shiori, since you have sense chakra, as does Okami, the two of you see that there is a presence of chakra around her that is distinctly not hers.
Someone's watching her, basically.
It's more like it's in focus in and around her head and her, like, the back of her neck. It's very akin to actually mind control. It's as if the one who's been all about the mind control is being mind controlled herself.
She's gonna, Shiori's gonna kind of sigh and go, let me see it.
So that you can do the same that you did to Shira?
Well, if it helps you, which is against my better judgment.
Well, maybe this time it might be a little bit more refined, since first time was kind of her first time doing it, so...
I kind of have the idea of what to do now, plus I know a technique to make it hurt less. Just didn't have the time for Shira. Because somebody was trying to get her to kill us. Not pointing any fingers.
Yeah.
Look, that's done and over with, okay? Leave it in the past. Let's just... Tsume says that she's, like, looking around Mitsu at Shiori. Like, we just help her.
Sure.
I want to help her, but she needs to cooperate.
Wait a second. Where's Akira?
That's a good question.
Not anywhere around here.
Can you call him for him?
What would he matter?
Just bring him, please.
I can do you one better. And she snaps her fingers. It takes a moment, and it's sort of this tense moment with the four of you surrounding Mitsu. And then Shiori,
No, don't
this
do
way.
this.
What?
Don't do this to me.
What?
Okay, continue.
I feel like I'm going to get a very distinct, specific kind of response. From around the corner.
Sure, he's not facing that direction.
Nope.
Alright. Shiori, roll listen.
Oh God.
Oh, yeah. That's what I had to roll when I first. Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Does Okami know them?
Okami would see him.
Okami's going to be like looking past Shiori at them.
Shiori's intentionally not looking at Okami. Just staring down
Keeping her-
Mitsu.
Yeah, keeping her focus on Mitsu.
Mm-hmm. She can probably sense behind her that there's another presence, but she's just focused because she figures they're talking about Akira and she already knows, and she doesn't want to deal with this.
Mm-hmm. Alright. So,
Akira?
Akira comes around. Somehow I knew this would happen.
What?
It's Sozin. His control over her is
Yes, but we know she's controlled over by Sozin. But what I wanted to ask you is, he put in that insurance, right?
yeah.
I think we need to actually leave before we touch that mark.
One, that area has already been triggered.
It has?
Yes.
Does it
Two.
reset?
2, it wasn't meant to trap any of us.
Yes, but it could be insurance just in case if Mitsu here decides to go off the rails or something. I just want to make sure everyone is safe.
They have trains in Ninja Land?
Uh,
I mean, we kind of walk everywhere. If they have trains, I'm going to be upset.
they have boats, and they have electricity.
Okay, yeah, but boats existed before trains. Okay, yeah, they do have electricity
yes, but
and
the
phones.
thing is, there's electricity as well.
Yeah. I mean, not
Alright.
if there's trains and we've been walking everywhere.
At this point, there is a bit of a crash of sorts through the front door here. And
Oh, snack.
we
Oh,
have
shit.
it is a snack.
snake.
And she just sort of crashes through the doorway. And what is going on here?
I could ask you the same thing.
Mitsu, what trouble have you gotten into now?
None. We're having a conversation.
I was asking Mitsu.
So he just looks at Mitsu.
Doesn't concern you. Oh, it does if you're going to go against. And here they were thinking stealth would work, not.
stealth.
Mitsu very, very softly just sort of whispers to Tsume. She thinks she's stealthy, but she's not.
I'll probably teach her a few thing or two about stealth.
Stealth classes as Ryan.
I can hide better than Ryan.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
What are you whispering about?
Oh, teammate.
She makes her way over here. And it should be noted, though it doesn't appear so from the map, she is taking up a lot of this space because she is rather large.
Sure. Yeah, I figured.
She
On a
is
scale
Tsume,
of-
like, looks...
On a scale of 1 to Prius, how big is her head?
Yeah, I can see that. Her head's about as big as Prius, yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, so this thing is the size
Damn,
of
that's big.
a small car.
Small call.
Which means she's probably about 30 to
Tsume.
40 feet long.
Maybe that's pushing it a little bit too much. I'm essentially imagining,
4 times the size of an anaconda?
Bigger than
Like-
a potato, smaller than a loaf of bread.
okay. Have you seen the trailers for the new Jungle Book?
No.
Yes. Wait, there's a new one coming out?
The new live action one?
I thought that already came out.
I don't
There's
know.
probably another
That's
new
the one. The one I'm speaking of is the one that has Ka being played by Scarlett Johansson.
Okay, that's gotta be a new one.
Okay.
It's the one where all the animals are supersized to help accent the fact that Mowgli is a small child. But yeah. Basically think something like an anaconda. She's pretty big.
Oh, I've seen this. It came out last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, think that head as the size of a... half the size of the body of Shiori. That's how long the head might be.
Yeah.
So at like almost 3 feet.
Yeah.
She is a snake that qualifies as a large creature. So,
I didn't know what. Sumi's gonna sit there and like glance at Shima and kind of slight motions her to like go back, and Shima's just gonna go back here.
Oh, that's a big snack.
mhm. Looking at the image for Ka from that movie.
I'm watching the trailer.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love this trailer.
It's on Netflix, dear. Well, it should be.
Anyway. So yeah.
So yeah, I got the snake. Shima went back into protective mode.
Specifically for Ayo and the Kage, who probably doesn't need protecting, but yeah.
But still.
I figure it's also in part so
So-
the snake doesn't eat her.
Kind of, but also I think of a way as in like if the Kage like sees like the tiger going into like protective mode and stuff and being scary, something's not right.
Oh, she hears all that's going on with you guys.
Okay.
She's just focused on trying to keep track of Ayo's vital signs and make sure she's okay.
Okay.
She isn't even the least bit worried about what's going on behind her.
Oh. She could have
So, yeah. Snake appears. Mitsu's. It doesn't concern you. And she's. It does if you go against the wishes of your team. And then I will roll the thing
I
again.
don't think that's how a team works.
Ooh,
Ouch.
interesting. Alright. What do you have, Mitsu? Right.
You're not from Sozen, are you?
Who's asking this and to who?
Tsume.
She's asking the snake if she's from Sozen?
No, she's saying that the snake is not, like, companion of Sozen.
Companion of battle? No. My companion is much stronger. At least, in the way it matters.
Right.
But, though Sozen will know if she goes against his wishes, my master would not. But, due to recent events, he has been made aware and sent me this way.
Recent events.
Can I mind read the snake?
You can ESP to get surface thought.
Yeah.
Snake.
Like the name
Never
of
mind.
the
I am.
people. The name of
I don't
the
think that-
name of the dude.
I don't
The name
think
of-
that'd be a surface thought, but okay.
Well, if she's thinking
Yeah.
about him, then like the name of the person is a surface thought. It's like not
Yeah,
something you're
okay.
like. Yeah.
All she's thinking about is like, I am a noodle. I am a stealthy noodle.
Should I roll for it?
Do you have to roll to activate that?
I mean it's a 25 technically.
Yeah.
Oh. That does it.
Okay.
There's the bunny.
Here's the bunny.
Bunny? What?
There's the noodle.
Okay, anyway. So, yeah, you sort of read her to try to pull surface thought, name of person, and you essentially get that she is thinking about her master, and his name is Yoshio.
And I
Okay.
remember putting that. And if Tsume remembered to put the name down, she would have put it in the question mark area. Correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Would surface thoughts give you, like, images of the person's mind?
I mean, it depends on how the person thinks. Let's see. Detect a creature's surface thoughts. It doesn't really say whether, like, how that manifests. So,
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, if
you pull...
if the snake pictures people's faces to help remember their names, or vice versa, I mean, maybe. But
Yes. So you
whichever
you
one they
get,
find to be superfluous information will probably be left on the wayside. So.
Yeah, you basically see an image of man in his mid-30s, very, very muscular, very broad-shouldered, long, dark hair, who is in the He appears to be in some form of training grounds, like very akin to the normal training grounds you would find in a ninja village.
Mm-hmm.
And he is effectively wrestling a wolf that's about his size, for like a medium-sized wolf. And seeing this is from her point of view, you appear to be in that particular memory. For that brief instant you see it, you're up in a tree,
Mm.
sort of seeing it from above.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But when she thinks of Master, when she thinks of her boss, as it were, she thinks Master, Yoshido, and that image.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Shiori's just gonna kind of like slightly raise an eyebrow and go, that is kind of impressive.
What's kind of impressive?
Nothing. It's complicated.
Complicated?
She's talking about Joshiro.
Yoshido. But yeah.
Yoshiro, sorry.
Oh! Oh.
Oh, so you know him. Interesting. I suppose that'd be expected considering... Do I have to stay hanging around Mitsu to make sure you do what you're supposed to? And Mitsu shakes her, she like shakes her head like she's trying to get something out of her mind, and then she goes, no. No. Hibisenso, get out of here. I know you don't like it in here anyway. Just go back home. Really? Okay. If that is what you wish. But we will keep an eye on you. There are those more stealthy than even me. And she makes her way to leave, actually.
I believe it.
Yum.
Someone more stealthy than that? Goodness.
I mean, anyone could be more stealthy than her.
He might be able to sneak up on a sleeping brick.
Mitsu actually, she doesn't stop from releasing a small chuckle herself. And she's Tsume, your family raised tigers, yeah?
Yes.
Did
No,
you
they
ever
raised
have-
ferrets. What the fuck do you think?
Did you ever have in your family a young tiger that perhaps grew a little too fast and thought it was much smaller and quieter than it actually was? It's something like that. The power
have
that
one of
Yoshido
those.
gave, the power that Yoshido provided for her, increased her size and physical presence while diminishing her ability to sneak up on people. So, and she may be capable of speech, but she's actually not all that intelligent by herself.
Yeah, we can tell.
But she is insanely devoted to her master.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part you gotta worry about.
But you have to worry about in any case.
By the way, since Shiori, you were looking in the direction of the snake.
Yeah, I know.
They're there now.
Yep.
Yep.
That's what I was worried about. She's just kind of staring.
It's like she finally notices after the snake leaves to be like, oh, there's people there.
And not just any people.
Yep.
Shiori's just
rather
staring.
It's subtle, but it's there because you are, you can't keep yourself from not staring. But your mother is ever so slightly floating.
Yep.
She's not actually standing.
Sumi like peeks around the corner and like waves, hello. Okay.
Shinatsu actually smiles and nods.
Shiori looks increasingly horrified.
Uh-huh.
She cannot form sentences. She's just kind of
Right, yeah.
on loop if per infinity.
Sumi's like gonna like move next turn, kind of like wave her hand in front of her face, be like, "Are you okay?"
Shiori.exe is Dr. Strongy.
Yeah, really. Error 404, Shiori not found.
Right. As you're sort of looking over at Shinatsu, and now your focus is sort of locked on her, Tsume and Okami both see Mitsu sort of rip at her outfit, garment, shirt, whatever you want to call it, and she pulls at the collar in the back and rips it down enough to where there is a discernible seal that is very different in composition to the seal that Tsume saw on
Shira
from before, but it's there, and it's just sort of, you can see that it's ingrained into her skin in a much more permanent sort of way.
Well, this is going to be a problem.
It's not only that.
Not only that.
Yeah. And this is going to be the final line before I end the session. If you remove this seal, I'll no longer be under Sozin's control, Sozin's influence. This is true. But Sozin's the reason I'm even alive right now. If you remove this seal, I'll die. Cut.
You son of a bitch.
Well, this goes back to my first point. Let's just capture her and put her in a cell.
That's the way it is. Why do you think she's immortal? Effectively.
I was just thinking about if Io in her mind is like a little girl, but in reality she's like 40 years, potentially they've been in here for over 100 years in real time. So, what?
They haven't been in here that long. They have.
Well, because for us, like, several weeks was like, what, 2 days for Tsume? So, I mean, like, the time differential is extreme. So, like, 4 decades is 100 years at least.
Time in the summoning portal, or in the summoning world, as it were, time does pass differently. Yes. But it's not as if their body's going to age at the rate based on real time instead of the rate that's in the summon world. But
I would assume it would age at the rate based on the summon world because of, like, dimensional acclimation, but
yeah,
or acclimatization. But I mean, like, if the time differential runs,
you're right. They have been in here for quite some time in real time because Ayo herself has been in here for well over 2.5 to 3 decades.
Right.
But she herself had not been in here for that entire time, for one, and for another, basically the way that it works mathematically, essentially, is Ayo was curse sealed by Mitsu when Ayo was 8. At the time Ayo was 8, Mitsu was like 10. Normally they're 2 years apart.
Right.
With Mitsu being the oldest.
Now Mitsu is actually younger than younger looking than Io because
right. Mitsu did this to Io without intending to, and was unable to save her. And roughly 10, 12 years pass with the two of them trying to figure out a way to fix it when they come across Sozen. Sozen gives them the potential to his way to try to fix it, to push Mitsu to do what he wants her to do, while at the same time increasing Mitsu's power to the point to where she effectively became immortal, which included getting this realm. That was probably by itself 20 years from inside this realm, with Mitsu going back and forth in and out of the realm at least once or twice, and Io staying here the whole time. So Io aged another 20 years while in the Okami, and because Mitsu was made effectively immortal, she didn't age at all.
Right.
So, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, just if they were in, like, just based on what I can figure out, they've been in here a long damn time in our world.
Yeah, they have.
Like, long enough that potentially nobody knows who they are because everyone that remembers them is dead.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or also an immortal, like, 700-year-old grandpa.
Not so much that.
But you gotta remember, Sozen is Maddie's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So.
Sozen himself, at the time he did that, was also pretty young.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out the proper way to put it, but effectively Sozen is, I'm thinking of putting his age somewhere in the neighborhood of his like 40s or 50s. So it's not been necessarily that long. But then again, Sozin's sort of got the potential to exist outside the realms of normal time. But I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to work it specifically. But yeah, you got the right idea. They've been in here for quite some time.
Right.
It potentially could get very confusing because I'm horrible at time stuff. But anyway.
Well, don't tell Hannah you're doing time things.
I know.
Next time on Naruto New World.
We gotta figure out another way of removing a stupid seal.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
First was Io, now we gotta save Mitsu.
Well, of course we were gonna have to save Mitsu.